Aloha and welcome back once again to another Paradigm Shift Central production meeting for the Conscious Media Co-op for Monday, January 28th, 2019. And of course, as we get into this, I am joined by some fellow amazing co-creators. So fellow co-creators, please feel free to gently unmute your microphones and say hello and aloha to everyone tuning into this in the future. So, woo-hoo, happy Monday.
Hello.
It's the start of the week. Do you know what you're going to get done? Yeah.
A lot.
Right. A lot. That's a good answer. Perfect. All right. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning into this. We're going to get right into this and just keeping the momentum flowing with what is going to be a very exciting week for the project, for the community, for us as individuals. So this is the week that we're basically launching the new version of the website, and I'm planning on having that up and ready to go by midday today. So literally probably in about like 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to start getting some posts back up on my Instagram and basically directing traffic from the Instagram to the main Paradigm Shift Central website, and then people are going to start getting familiar with it. And then throughout the week, as new content becomes published from each of the people here, then they'll start getting that in front of them, so we'll be able to start redirecting people to your accounts. And also we're going to get into the routine of also me basically just like sharing your guys' content through my Instagram stories as well. And so basically just it's gonna be very exciting because like with my Instagram, I've really just like taken the time to focus in on managing the website and getting things ready here. And now it's gonna be kind of like this recreation of momentum. And so I'm pretty excited to see like how quickly this can develop, because like straight up, like I haven't posted anything to Instagram since the meditation broadcast that we did last week, which was awesome. And so it'll be interesting just to see, like, even just like from that, how many people are going to just be like, yes, let's get right into this. So that'll be really exciting. And throughout this week, I just want to share with you guys what the schedule is going to be. And of course, we are working towards our Paradigm Shift Central Roundtable broadcast this Thursday, and that's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, people will just be able to tune into that right through paradigmshiftcentral.com, keeping it fairly straightforward and easy for everyone. And again, with that broadcast, I'm going to formulate like a specific routine for that broadcast that I'll have posted ahead of time, like either later today or early tomorrow. And so you're going to know ahead of time, like what is going to be happening in terms of, and I got like a schedule based on like the old versions of the broadcast that we did, but basically it would be something similar to like basic introduction and welcome, and then basic individual quick introductions from each person here, and then additional overall project updates related to content that you guys are working on. Then from whether this is a direct order or not, there's also going to be like a quick meditation just to kind of drop everyone into that space. And this is where I'm kind of updating because the old routine doesn't fully match exactly with what it is that we're doing, but we will also make time for poetry sharing and then open discussion practice. And this is where last production meeting, we were talking about the idea of having people kind of like in that space provide the opportunity to do like a bit of a not maybe a reading, something similar to a reading. It depends on who's doing that. And also the idea of having like a specific topic that people will be able to ask questions about during, like, from the live chat. And then from there, it'll pretty much be closing intentions and gratitude and a closing meditation and an outro. So it's going to be pretty like not a lot on that list. Again, it's like introductions, project updates, short meditation. Oh, and there would also be room for like maybe some dream sharing. Haven't fully decided on that because we're still going to have dream class as well. But again, the poetry sharing and then the reading, some sort of service from someone here, and then topic discussion, closing meditation. And again, somebody else can also do the closing meditation as well. We'll be rotating through that. And so that is, again, going to be this Thursday. So everyone here within the co-op is, of course, invited to be a part of that. And in terms of future broadcasts, what I'm thinking, and I'm not necessarily asking for feedback on this right now, but later on, feel free to let me know how you guys feel about this. But what I'm thinking is that for these roundtable broadcasts, again, like that will be The people on air will be people exclusive to the co-op. But for the broadcasts that are going to be the Paradigm Shift Dream Class broadcasts, those ones will be open to public. So since that topic is going to be focused more specifically on dreams, and again, we do kind of want to let that be an invitation for people to be involved, for that one, we'll be using our similar old format where we'll post the Hangout link into the chat and people can kind of join on the fly. And since the topic is really focused on dreams, we can make sure that it's like in that container to work with. So yeah, and then later on, of course, we will have our Paradigm Shift Destiny School broadcast, and that will be at the last Friday of the month, and that will be on the topic of renowned spiritual teachers. So people here within the co-op and other people who are going to be joining in between now and the end of the month will be working together and doing some research on renowned spiritual teachers and creating like a really cool educational broadcast for that. And I think even for that one, we'll try to keep it less than 2.5 hours, whereas like the roundtables, we'll keep those to about 90 minutes to the best of our abilities. And so in terms of other broadcasts, I just want to be able to share with you, over the weekend, I went to, well, actually, I'll just mention this first. Monday to Friday, I have the intention of doing my broadcast that I'm referring to. It's going to be like a little show where I'm calling it Waking Up with Wolf. And this is going to be a 9 a.m. broadcast, Monday to Friday, that is only going to be about 20-25 minutes. And basically, it's going to be just like a meditation practice and just kind of like an embodiment practice. It would be like, I'm still kind of formulating it. Some episodes will be a little bit different. There will be some kind of body movement, gentle qigong, yoga type stuff implemented into it. But one of the core aspects to it is actually going to be doing like mantra work with the chakras for each broadcast. To like, that's kind of the vision that I'm going with, because this is kind of dovetailing out of a presentation that I went to on the weekend that was all about chakras, and it was by a friend of mine who runs the local Gnostic Association, and I've been connected with them for years now. And so it was just kind of like hitting home the benefits of doing these daily mantras to be able to focus on each of our chakras, as well as to be able to focus on the virtues of them. And so just this simple idea of doing these mantras kind of is like it gets the chakras spinning, is the idea, is that when you create the vibration within you, it spins the chakras, it helps remove the dust. And so just that idea of doing it as a regular practice is something that I really want to be able to do. And so if I can do it for myself while showing up to a live broadcast at the same time and inviting other people to get in on that, I feel that's going to be a very, very powerful thing. And again, that's like a Monday to Friday 9 a.m. Just for like 25 minutes. So I mean, that's me like making a commitment, but I want to see, I want to go for that. I want to aim for that. I want to create that target for myself. And again, knowing that it will benefit other people in the community as well. And then so the additional broadcast that we have, this is the only other thing, and then I'm just going to talk about one thing and then we'll go around the circle, is the Shooting the Shift broadcast. And so again, this is titled, we may change it, I don't know. I like it though, but because it is just kind of supposed to be casual. The Shooting the Shift broadcast is something that we're going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday. It may just be Monday, Wednesday, to be honest, because Fridays sometimes are up in the air. But it would be Monday and Friday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not starting today, though. We're going to start it this Wednesday. It would actually be the first one that we're going to do. And so again, the Shooting the Shift is basically going to be like, again, kind of like a 20-30 minute broadcast where it's going to be me on Instagram and inviting other people onto the broadcast to be able to share about the ways that they're helping shift consciousness. And again, this will be also for co-op members, so people ahead of us, like ahead of the Shooting the Shift, I can check in and just be like, hey, does anybody here want to jump into Shooting the Shift with me today and tell the community about what you're up to? But at the same time, we will also keep things open to general public, so people within the Instagram can just be like, hey, I want to jump in and talk and mention something, and then that's where we'll create that space for that engagement from the community as well. So again, that's a Monday and Wednesday, and I'll make sure the layouts and the schedules are all written out for you so everyone gets an idea ahead of time. So again, this is going to be a really big week, very exciting week, getting things just like moving, creating momentum, not trying to like just go too crazy out of the gates, but really just kind of creating this like nice, like slow boiling of the water as we get things ready. And other than that, I just wanted to be able to check in and just kind of like remind everyone of not only the content that you're creating, but also like the bigger story that we are creating, the bigger story that you are telling, because this is such an important thing. And this is where, again, like within this project, you know, I'm helping hold space for each of us here to really be able to see ourselves as journalists for the shift in consciousness. And also another very powerful word is archivists. And so the idea here is that, you know, up until this point, there's been stories that have been told, but now we're using our media to tell the new stories, to tell the stories that are bringing people together, that are uniting people as a global tribe, as a global community, that are helping focus people's attention towards common objectives, that are giving them the invitation to reflect on what it is that they stand for in that sense. And so another thing that I'll just mention here, because this is also part of like the content that I'm planning on getting back into in terms of conscious movie reviews, but on the weekend I went and saw a new movie called The Kid Who Would Be King, and I highly recommend everyone go see it. It's a super beautiful movie. I was like, seriously, I like cried like 4 or 5 times throughout this movie just because it was like resonating so deeply with me. But again, it was basically this idea of like this kid in England who kind of like was brought into this modern day Arthurian legend, and Merlin was in it, and there was like this wisdom exchange going back and forth between them, and it was basically about this kid who had to like, you know, fight back against the darkness of, you know, the forces of evil and stuff like that. But in order to do that, he had to like raise a team. He had to bring people together, and he had to bring them together with a common cause. And again, even in there, it was about kind of like creating this new story where it was the idea that like our virtue and our like ability to be seen as kings and queens and princesses and princes isn't necessarily something that's passed on by birthright, but it's actually something that is like measured internally by our heart. It is something that is given to us by the virtue of our heart. So but like anybody can claim it by our cosmic divinity. We have already received it, but now it is a process of remembering it. So I just kind of want to remind everyone here that like within this bigger story that we are weaving through the Paradigm Shift Central Project, literally from like post to post and even through my Instagram and stuff like that, it is about like bringing people together and bringing them into their own like cosmic royalty is a very powerful idea, and then uniting people into that empowerment and giving them that story that they can relate to, that is going to help them stand even stronger for all the little things in their life that they stand for, you know. And this has been a big part of the Paradigm Shift Central Project for the beginning, you know, like what do you stand for? Like really think about that for everyone here. What do you stand for? You know? And so it's like the idea of like standing for like mindfulness, compassion, you know, like cleaner living, better food, you know, like better communities, things like that. So really just reflect on that. What do you stand for? And then it was also kind of cool, now I'm just mentioning this on a side note, but also reflecting again, like this whole idea with the Arthurian legend, like this has actually been woven into the Paradigm Shift Central Project for quite some time. But even just to help you guys kind of like understand where it even is, like, yes, we have the round table, but of course, if you look at like the Light Guardian crystals that we share, you can literally think about each one of those Light Guardian crystals is literally like a symbol for Excalibur, for like the sword of Excalibur itself. And again, it's not the actual sword that is the power, but it's rather what the sword stands for. And then part of what I want to be able to like implement more into the mind, like creating the community that we have here within the co-op, is also like the code that we adhere by, because having that code is very important. And again, that code is about, you know, like being like honoring those who you love, and being truthful, and finishing every quest to the end type thing. And like this is literally like out of the movie and stuff where they brought this up. But again, this is like the chivalric code that goes back like way back. But just some of those ideas have been floating around. So again, even for me to see this movie and to have it synchronized with the release of this project, it really just kind of like reminded me that like, yes, this is something potent that we're creating together. This is the digital roundtable that is bringing people together and uniting them towards like a single purpose, towards a single cause. And that cause is about our own self-embodiment, as well as doing the little things that we can do to help be the change that we wish to see. So just reminding each and every one of us that we echo that, you know, like every single person here, they echo it. So let that like inspiration be felt, knowing that each one of us here is connected to the team, yet each one of us here is like a symbol for the bigger story that we are creating together. So just something to think about, and I just wanted to put that out there. So in terms of updates, I'm going to go around the circle. I'm just going to share with you guys a quick couple updates. Some of the things that I'm working on releasing this week include the presentation of the Chakra lecture that I went to on the weekend. I'm actually getting that online, like literally today is my intention. That way, so that when I'm doing Waking Up with Wolf, theoretically tomorrow morning, I'll be able to tell people, go watch the Chakra presentation so that you can have a better understanding, so that when you continue to show up for this practice, you'll understand why it is that we're doing this. So that's going to be very valuable for me to get online. I'm also beginning getting online some of the demo tests for my VR guided meditation, which I've successfully created a version of, and I was actually sharing it on the weekend at my friend's like new VR lounge that opened up, and it was super awesome. And I was connecting with people there, and we're already like in talks of like the benefits of using VR meditation to be able to support in like the mental health field, and of course just like in general for people. And so people were trying it out, and it was super cool. And again, for everyone here, I encourage you guys to get like those VR mobile viewer things, like there's you can call them like the cardboard glasses, but there's better ones. Get a better one that way, so like as we get into this in the future, you'll have that ready, because I'm looking forward to doing like live VR guided meditations. That's actually something that I'm working towards, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And other than that, again, for me, for myself, it's focusing on working on the website and focusing on creating IG content. And then again, as things open up, I want to be able to get back into doing some conscious movie reviews, as well as several other things that I'll get some more detail on as we go. But that's what I'm working on. So let's pass the talking stick around the circle, around the round table, and invite the next person here to just share a little bit about project wise, like where they're at and what they got going on right now. And you can just kind of like share that with the team as well. So for whoever wants to unmute themselves next, please feel free to go right ahead, and we will pass the talking stick over to you. And that next person will be, we currently have Erica, Eli, Rick, Jenna, Lori, and Manders. So whoever wants to unmute themselves, go right ahead, and we will pass the talking stick over to you. And Lori, we'll pass it over to you. All right. Welcome, Lori. Good morning.
So, good morning. I met this really beautiful couple and community, and I wanted to be part of it, yet I didn't want to pay for it because they have a community, and I've manifested, I know I should be part of them, but I don't want to pay for their group, etc. So I manifested this. And then I asked to volunteer for their vision workshop that they were doing, vision board workshop. And they took me on board, and I was with them yesterday. And then the group keeps expanding. Like I met another friend, and it just feels really good to see what's happening. And what was cool about this vision board, because I know vision boards, but they separated it into the Bagua map, which is like the Feng Shui. So you could like organize your thoughts and your visions, not just put them all there like a collage, like organized chaos. It was organized, which was very helpful for me. So I'm hoping this will help me compartmentalize, where I'm going with my teens, and helping to support them. And then I also, I found this beautiful origami dollar bill. And I've had issues with money in the past, and I realized you can create something beautiful with money. So that image helped like end this little struggle I had with money. So that was a pretty big deal. I'm not sure if you had a question and if I answered it.
That's cool. That's cool to hear. And just if to expand on that, do you have any like particular intentions in terms of like content creation for this week?
Oh, I am a bit hung up on, like, I'm writing more than I ever did. It used to only be one line of text. Now it's like, 6, 10, lines, but it's still not what you were interested in, like the minutes worth. I'm not there yet. So if you have any words of wisdom, like I'm still hearing you say, more, and I get it, but I don't have that yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
With your articles to post.
Yeah. I mean, is writing something that like you just kind of haven't really, like, do you enjoy writing?
Interesting. I mean, I'm a journaler since I was a kid. I still have all my
Hmm.
books. I'm a big writer, but I don't know if it's I don't know if it's self-sabotage or I'm not sure I really have enough to say about the topic, you know.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I
Okay.
just don't see myself writing 10 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever you said, 5 minutes worth of a read. Like I don't see that. So does that mean I can't participate in that part? And if so, that's fine. But just so I could understand, maybe it's just the Instagram posts that would be a better fit for me. You know, I don't have an answer quite yet.
I mean, within the co-op here, I mean, again, this is a space where we're here to support our development in terms of content creation and whatever aspect of it. So, I mean, absolutely, like being able to like work alongside you to be able to develop like more of your writing is definitely something that myself and others are here to be able to help like support that. And I think like, sometimes it can also just it helps when you're just like looking at examples, right? So I mean,
Right.
being able to look at how other people are writing and being able to see that, but again, also just like literally reading helps us write. So sometimes if you
Correct. I've been
just
reading. Yeah.
so if you just take some time to just like kind of like either read a book that you're really passionate about, or even just kind of like summarize something else that you've read from a book, you can kind of do it that
Right.
way. So you kind of already got like your beginning, middle, and end. And also the idea of, thinking about it from the perspective of telling a story. Like what is the story that you're telling? What is the feeling that you want people to be able to get out of your post? And again, I think with something such as writing, it really is just like you just kind of have to allow yourself to do it in order to be able to get more familiar with it. Like again, it's kind of that idea that like you can't steer a parked car, as I've said before.
Hmm.
So it is like kind of like one of these things where it's not so much to say that like if someone's not familiar with writing that they can never write, but like anything, there is just a practice that
Hmm.
will come over time. So I think I think it's totally cool to acknowledge that like there may be a bit of like I don't want to just use the
Block.
term mental block, but I can
But
understand.
yeah.
But at the same time, like I think the way to overcome those mental blocks is through looking at other things that inspire you and then literally just practicing. So I mean, even if that means like writing things and maybe you're just like sending either them to me or to someone else in the team to be able to get some feedback before posting it publicly. Like I'm not sure if maybe it's like the posting it publicly thing that maybe
No,
creates like
I could
some
care
sort of
less. No.
yeah.
No.
So I mean, I think with everyone here, you have a lot to offer. So I mean, I think just being able to just like
Own it.
I don't want own it like, and I don't want to just say it's simple as just doing it, but sometimes it literally is, you just do it.
Right.
But it is just kind of a thing that
Let's do it
you
happen.
do it with the intention of knowing that every single time you're investing in it to get better and to get like
Right.
more refined for the next one, so it's gonna
Hmm.
be something that will develop over days, over weeks, and also I think getting the feedback from people is going to be
That's
important
huge.
too. So I mean, you may have, maybe even just like a short little blurb, and just to be able to get the feedback from that can be like, oh, like okay, then like that wasn't too hard. Like maybe I can do more of
Right.
that.
Right.
So yeah, and
So
and
I've
sorry, go
created my
ahead.
post. Should I resend it to you?
For
Um,
online, like for the website,
you know, that I submitted on the Paradigm Shift
did
website.
you did you update it?
No, but I didn't get comments on it.
That's like it hasn't been published yet. That's why.
No,
So
no, definitely not.
yeah. So sorry, are you saying like did
I
you?
guess I'll just send you the link, like for you to read. I had one that I thought was longer.
Okay.
I sent it. I'll just resend it to you. No
Sure,
worries.
sure, sure,
And then
sure.
the other cool, exciting thing is I'm joining Eric Mizell, who's a art creative coach, like a famous international. I've been following him for years. He helps you with creative blocks, and I'm
Cool.
taking his course.
Oh, perfect.
So I'll be working with him. And so you help yourself, and then you could help others.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, I'm excited. So I could hopefully reflect on this as part of my share
Awesome, awesome. Yeah,
because
no,
this is
that's wonderful.
the real deal.
That's wonderful.
I'm
Yeah,
so excited.
Yeah. And again, Lori, just to remind you that, like the writing aspect of stuff for the website is just one part of it. Encouraging people to do the video creation is also the other very big part of it. So, if speaking is more kind of your forte, then again, you can.
No, writing is, yeah. I'm working on the video.
Okay,
But the
cool.
writing comes a lot easier.
Cool. So again, it's just kind of like, yeah, like, one step at a time and everything. In the same way the writing can develop, so can the video. But again, it's just kind of one of those things where it's a practice. And it literally is a practice. And that's kind of like the big thing that I always remind people of, is that I think sometimes we will put these pressures on ourselves where we think it has to meet a certain expectation. But if you can really just kind of show up to it from a playful way and really just allow yourself to see it literally just as practice, even just to post it and to be able to get that feedback. Again, it's like every single post is kind of getting you ready for that next one. So you can kind of think, and give yourself a target. Like, where do you want to be in like a month from now in terms of your content?
Right.
Do you want to really be that person who's showing up like really, fun and energetic on camera and things like that? And there's totally a way to get there. So.
Right. Oh, one quick question. So with the writing, how many pages is that you're expecting, that you're looking for?
Again,
is it
like
like
on
3 pages?
on the actual website, it literally says like how many minutes the read is. So I mean, I would say like even just between like 3 and 5 minutes is good. And if it's longer than that, like that's okay too. So yeah,
sounds great. Thank you, everybody.
Cool, awesome,
Brendon.
Thank you, Lori. Cool. Okay, and let's keep passing the talking stick around. Whoever would like to go next, please go ahead. And again, just kind of sharing like updates in terms of content that you're working on for this week. So just let me know like what you got in the works. So and also I was going to say, and if anybody wants to even just like share like the stuff that I was talking earlier about, like even like the round table and the Arthurian legend, if you want to share like any of like feelings on that, please feel free to do that as well. Because you guys are here, you guys are the fellow knights. So, Rick, go ahead.
Well, good. Yeah, happy rising. All right, thank you, Brendon. So, setting intention, my intentions for this week. Basically, you inspired me. I took a little bit of your advice and I integrated the Lula TV. So I was able to do a test on doing a broadcast with YouTube and Instagram simultaneously using that software from my desktop, and that was really helpful. Leading this week, coming up with Tuesday's broadcast, 6 p.m. live on Livemasters TV with the Breath of Eli. That's going to be so I'm preparing for that interview with Brendon, Bozarth, and Nathaniel Solace. Said that Nathaniel's actually your coach, and I was like, wow, I had no idea. So that's really cool. And working on that topic, which is basically like living in the now as a light worker, in the flow. And then I'll be preparing for following Tuesday's broadcast, which will be again 6 p.m. live Tuesday Pacific Central Time with Jocelyn Burke, and that's going to be more in line with how does one. I posed a question, and it's literally how do you be the authentic you when the authentic you is the perceived cause of another's pain, right? How do you be that light worker? How do you be that and maintain your light, and yet you are in complete aggravation to those that you love, right? So how do you maintain that space and that place where you can hold your light and have the greatest impact for the light? And that's coming up. And she's a master practitioner with NLP and Huna, which is a Hawaiian. What is Huna? Huna is a Hawaiian spirituality. So everything is leading. Like, I've just launched my website, which is thebreathofeli.com. There's nothing to monetize there. I see myself as a pointer, as a guide, where I'm just driving traffic to those that are doing working at monetizing, whether it's, coaching, running retreats, running workshops, running the practical application of being a light worker doing what it is where you're monetizing your craft, and where I'm just sitting back being, as a voice, elevating consciousness, driving traffic to trusted advocates, what I call trusted source, people that I'm working with, closer with, and want to help shine their light, which coincides with what I'm doing on another platform, which is a paradigm shift called, Cross Connect. Basically, that is the monetization aspect of my work, because the other is philanthropy, and where I'm working in the space of working with influencers who are driving traffic to webinars that essentially expand people's business by doing what they do naturally, which is to refer, like, and share, and endorse the businesses that they're working with, they trust and like with. And so that's a whole nother platform that's preparing to launch. And that's where I'll be speaking publicly on about over time. But it's different than, the channel, like the Breath of Eli, that brand, that me, if you will, it's not so much separate. So maintaining congruency in what I'm doing and what I'm reflecting in what I'm doing. And so that there's really no discrepancy, and it's all within unity. That's really, those are my intentions for the week, to continue to expand on that, get really better at delivering the message and leading up to the weekly messages, in preparation, so that it's really compelling, and people are, oh wow, I'm looking forward to it. So it's leading, developing the content that is leading up to the broadcast, and then having the broadcast, and then so it's just this natural vibration of people coming in and getting fed, and then going out and being inspired, and going out and touching and affecting others along the way from that inspiration. That is my intention for the week and the weeks to come. And I'm just grateful and thankful for each and every one of you, for you, Brendon, especially, for putting this together and allowing and giving me so many tools to work with and glean from. So that's what I got.
Awesome. Beautiful, Rick. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, Rick, I was just wanting to check the website. Did you say it was breathofeli.com? If you just want to confirm the actual address, if it's online for us to check out.
Yeah, it is actually thebreathofeli.com.
Oh, the Breath
it's
of Eli.
online.
Okay, that's why.
The Breath of Eli, yeah. Okay, I actually have the other domain, like Breath of Eli, as well, and I haven't pointed that there. I just literally launched it on. Saturday.
Cool. Sweet, and you built this on Wix, didn't you?
I did, using, and I had one of my business partners actually told me I should do it on. What's the word one? But
WordPress.
Yeah, he said WordPress because of the blog relation, and I actually took your advice over that, and that's kind of weird, but it's what I did. I just knew in my heart this is where I needed to go, and,
awesome.
And I'm already interacting with this application with the chat box.
Mm-hmm.
Is another tool I'm really excited to be doing these things, to be able to have, carry on these building in these relationships and connecting with others, and and creating community, and that's what I'm passionate about, really creating community, being immersed in community where we are supporting and empowering and enlightening one another, inspiring one another. That's we feed off of one another's energy to keep this up, to keep that light lit, so we're to know that we're never really alone, even though at times it feels like you are alone, like you're in your own space. But thank you for creating this community.
Awesome. Thank you too, Rick. And yeah, I definitely want to be able to just help you with getting content published onto the Paradigm Shift Central website, such as your interviews. as you're getting those online. So even like the one coming up for Brandon and Nathaniel, like there's, once it's online, we'll be able to just like embed that into a post on the main website and include a little write-up and stuff like that. So yeah, we can help get you set up with that. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that things are going well and you got your website up and running. And yeah, no, thank you again. I think again, everyone here is just doing phenomenal work to being able to, as you said, just like connecting people and building community. That's the most important thing right now. So cool. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Rick. All right, let's keep passing the talk and stick around. Again, it's about almost like a little bit more, little bit less than 10 to 12. But again, we'll just keep going. But keep in mind that we'll keep things ideally wrapped up within the next little bit. But again, let's hear some more updates from everyone here. So whoever would like to go next, Manders, we'll pass it over to you. When you're ready, go right ahead.
Hi guys, happy day. So I've got a lot of research that I'm working on that'll be helping me to create content for future once I get the research done. So just like researching editing video practice. I'm going to research local events that I can attend to report on. And we got Destiny School coming up, so I'm going to research spiritual leaders for that. And then I've got a blog in the works here about how thoughts are powerful and lead to manifestation. And then let's see. So I basically just like while listening to you guys, have been brainstorming a lot. Like I literally woke up this morning like feeling just empty and without ideas. And then after just listening to you guys for a couple moments, I was just like, all the ideas are just coming, and I'm like, woo, okay. I do want to write an inspirational poem, and I have a gentleman I'm working with that I'm mentoring about psychic abilities, and after like asking him all these questions, I was like, why don't I just create a questionnaire that I can just, for anybody who, is interested in this kind of stuff, like just to have like a basic questionnaire so that they can kind of fill it out, and then that gets their ideas going, and it gives me an idea of where they are at with their abilities. So that's something that I'm going to work on this week too, of trying to create that questionnaire. And yeah, I've got lots of ideas coming and lots of research. I think it's going to be a busy week.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you, Manders. That's wonderful to hear. And yeah, again, I think the idea of you being able to research local events, that sounds super exciting. And yeah, like, have you already got an idea of some events coming up in particular?
I mean, I know that we have like psychic fairs and stuff like that here that I've always wanted to go to. And now I have like a real purpose behind going to them. So I'm going to research that and figure out when those are. And then, there's always things like Comic-Con and like Free Comic Book Day, which who knows if that even would.
Free hugs at Comic-Con Day.
Exactly. So. Right. So that's the thing, is like somehow that I can incorporate those events into what we're doing. And then that's just today. I'm going to be sitting at my computer figuring out and asking around and stuff like that. So perfect. It's all about the research.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm planning ahead, creating those strategies, giving yourself the path to follow. So that's awesome. Sweet. Cool. Well, Manders, thank you again. That's super exciting and huge thumbs up. So
yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Sweet. Okay, let's Jenna, we'll pass it over to you next if you want to go, and then Erica after that.
Yeah, so today was a really productive morning, I was saying before. But what I have being uploaded today is I made a video on intuition based off of, the morning that I had, and just how to tap into your intuition, throughout meditation and connecting yourself to your higher self, different techniques you can use, to just practice your intuitiveness. And me and Josh are continuing the broadcast after seeing how great Tamara and Organa's went today. I'm going to try the hangout, talk to him about that. So we'll continue that. And then I still am working on the whole conscious love, either documentary or something like that, and trying to figure out how exactly I want that to be and what exactly my purpose for that is. So that's what I'm working on this week. And then I also have a bunch of, matrix work I have to do. So that probably will be the most I would do this week, unless, some inspiration comes up that has to be done in the month.
Awesome. That's wonderful to hear, Jenna. And again, like getting your guys' broadcast on YouTube, I think that's a great opportunity. And yeah, I mean, like, if you check out the Lola.tv, which is the one that I was recommending to Rick, there is the option there where you can synchronize to do a broadcast to YouTube and to Instagram at the same time. But again, like it's hard for me to even mention this because it's complicated. In order to be able to like stream the YouTube, there's like a whole nother step involved that actually I'm not sure if you might not be able to do that. Damn it. But actually, is there a way? I don't know. I gotta think about that. It's a tech thing.
I'm not the most most techie person, which is why I'm still using my phone, because I can't figure out how to even get my computer to stop being slow. So
fair enough. So, but yeah, how just checking in with the broadcast for that you and Josh did. How was that? How did that feel?
It went really, really great. I deleted 400 videos off my phone. I deleted about 300 photos because I had about 5,000 photos and videos in my phone. And I brought that down to like 3. And it still wasn't enough to save it in after. So I was disappointed about it. But, it's really about being, so staying.
Jenna, your connection was a little choppy there. Had trouble hearing you in the last little bit, but
okay.
But I heard the gist of it though. So yeah, so basically with the broadcast that you did, you weren't able to download it though, eh?
Yeah, I wasn't able to.
But is it still online now? Is it still currently online? Like, is it still in your story?
No.
Sorry, you're chopping out right now. I can't hear you. I'm just looking up on your profile anyways. Cause I mean, like, there is like a weird alternative way to be able to get it up. How long was that broadcast? It's like that was like an hour-long broadcast. Yeah, I might be able to get a version of that broadcast for you if I can set things up where I'm not using my computer for an hour to be able to record it. If you really want to save that broadcast, so.
I'm sorry, Brendon, were you talking? Because I had to exit out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you exited out. Yeah, no, I was just
That's okay.
I was just saying, since you weren't able to save your broadcast, like there is a way that I could get a recording of the broadcast and save it on my computer and then upload it for you to have if you want to be able to like save the recording of that broadcast. It would just like involve me like having to do something else for an hour, so I'm not using my computer, so it can, because it has to like record it in live time. Do you want a recording of that broadcast?
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. I'm also gonna see what Josh wants to do, because I do like how Tamara and Organa did it, and I think it just went a little smoother than Instagram, because even when you're going through like the Instagram stories, I mean, I guess I'm only talking from my own perspective, but I don't want to like keep clicking and watching it for a whole hour. You know, if I'm going to watch something for a whole hour, I'm going to go on YouTube. You know, so I don't know how practical Instagram really is for an hour-long broadcast.
No, that's like Instagram's good for like short ones, or just like casual, but for the professional style interviews, you want to go to YouTube and then you can save it there. So what time did you do that broadcast at? That was Sunday morning?
Yeah, so it's 12 o'clock our time.
What time is it for you right now?
It is 12 o'clock.
So that means that like the recording's gonna go offline like pretty much like now then,
At
isn't it?
1.
Yeah, so I won't even be able to like get a full recording of that actually. So yeah. Like,
what do you mean?
Because like I can only get a recording of that like if it's still online. So if it goes offline, then I won't be able to like save that file because it would take me an hour to record it because I have to record it in live time.
Oh, because you'd have to start it right now.
Yeah, I would have had to have started it like 5 minutes ago. So I mean, if I were to do it,
okay.
Yeah, if I were to do it, I can get like some of it, but it's not going to be able to get all of it, unfortunately. So
yeah, well, that's okay.
Damn it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk more and figure it out. And I'm about to have lunch with my the boy that I work with here. So.
Okay.
But you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later.
Okay, sounds good, Jenna. Thanks again.
Bye, guys.
Take care. Bye. Okie dokie. And Erica, if you want to go next, we'll do that. And then after that, we'll get close to wrapping this up. So, Erica, when you're ready, go right ahead. And Erica, I'm not hearing anything from your end yet. I can see you're unmuted, though. Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
It's a little bit choppy. Like, it's kind of glitchy. So.
Oh, shoot. Let me see if I can set up my connection a little.
Yeah, go ahead. Just take a second. I'm just going to see if there's a way I can still record Jenna's video properly. Might be able to. Yeah, Erica, just jump in when you're ready. Okay, Erica, we're still waiting to hear from you. I think you're just fixing your stuff, so we'll just give that another minute, or less than a minute, obviously, but once you're ready, and I'm just clicking a couple things here anyways.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, some things that I've been that I'm working on as far as like, media medicine as we call it. Definitely being consistent with the dance videos that I, put out. I feel like that's the best way I know how to kind of like open the door to what I'm really trying to do. Just on a side note, like we had our grand opening, or I should say soft grand opening on Friday. It went really cool. It wasn't like that huge of a turnout. Like I didn't get to see any new faces, you know what I mean? I saw the same people that I've already been seeing that support the business already, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm super grateful. Just hoping, to attract new people. However, I did get to see a whole new side of people, which is really interesting, and it was really inspiring and motivating to like what I'm trying to do with this space, which is just, hold experiences that, allow for people to open up and put themselves out there. And let me tell you, we ended up opening up the computer karaoke, on YouTube on the computer or whatever, and we did karaoke. And there's this one girl, she's actually my apprentice. She helps me teach my dance class. I train her. And she can sing. When I tell you she blew my mind, I was blown away. I had to sit because I had goosebumps, and I just kind of like got really emotional because I could see how passionate she is about it. And I could see how bad she needed to be seen and to be heard. And it just moved me like beyond words. And I really realized like this is really beyond me. It was a little overwhelming all at once because a lot of different things hit me. But at the same time, it was also like I'm ready for the challenge because the tough times that I feel like I have, like the stressors of the business and, running it like the brick and mortar things, those things kind of hinder the actual purpose of why I'm doing things sometimes. So like our conversations here and a lot of, the guidance that Brendon, that you give me, it really, again, it's my way of staying close to the fire and keeping warm and not being cold in the world out here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cold out here, and I take those little nuggets and I apply them. And I never not think in a different way. You know what I mean? Like I'm always me, Erica, here 3D, but I'm always, I feel like, tapped into, connected, in constant communication with what's beyond me. And so that's kind of how I maneuver like 24/7. And there was a time where I used to limit. It was only during meditation. It was only during, this and that. And then I started to really be like, well, I feel like I need this more in my life. I feel like if I turned every waking second into trying to be conscious of the fact that this is complex, not really overthinking it, but just being like, damn, I set out for things and I forget about it at the end of the day. Why is that? And observing it, asking those questions, and again, having that communication is so key in business. And so this, content that I'm trying to put out is really, going to be something flexible that just flows with the experiences that I have, but at the same time, it's going to be in purpose of making sure that people understand that this physical space that I've been able to create is like, I love the way you put it back in the day when we first met. It was a portal, I love that, because it was like, yeah, exactly, a portal. Like as soon as people walk in here, funny joke, right? Last Friday when I was having my inspections, the last guy that did my final inspection walked in with a freaking cane. He walked out of his truck with a cane. I kid you not. He walked in through the door with a cane. He walked around with a cane, did my inspection with a cane. And then he put his cane up against the wall for a second and leaned on the counter to fill out some paperwork, and we signed or whatever. And we just engaged in conversation, and he checked the place out and we started laughing. He leaves. And 20 minutes later, I realized the man left his cane. And I kind of reflected on that. And I was like, how is it that, he either really was faking it, doesn't need a cane that bad, or he just really enjoyed himself for the few minutes that he was in here. And I was like a real representation of like, if I can get like a 1% of that in people's lives, like to me, that cane represented people's struggles, on daily struggles. We all have daily struggles, you know what I mean? And walking into this space is, something that I set out to have people forget. That's like my goal. I was like, if I can offer something that when people leave, they forget about how they were feeling when they walk in, I'm doing my job. Like that's all I want. And so really my classes, I'm focusing on making sure like the classes that I'm putting on my schedule, that they're consistent in that they're fun, that they're good moments, that they're good experiences, just fun, creative times. I got a hand card making class. So it's like you make your own cards, and it's right before Valentine's Day. So people can come in here and make some, cards if they want for their loved ones. This girl, she just started her jazz class this past Saturday. I've got my salsa classes. I've got also some fitness classes on the calendar. I have more stuff that I haven't been able to do yet because I haven't have enough people through the door yet. But I'm dying, like I said, to get that new crowd. So, like I said, this week is going to be working with what I have set out for, which is all those classes that I put on my calendar. I told myself I'm going to have a class on the calendar every day of the week, which is really fucking hard. I'm being honest. Like going from literally sometimes 2 days a week, like I've been doing 2 days a week for a while. I've had this studio open over a year and a half. And that hasn't gotten me any fucking where, to be honest with y'all. Not saying that I've been wasting my time. I've learned a lot, but keeping it real, I know that I could do better. You know what I'm saying? And so really striving to make sure that I can maximize the time in here and be honest with myself, and hold myself accountable and, engage with people who are like, hey, so what are you doing this week? What are you doing today? I'm like, oh yeah, let me look at my calendar. Like it's important. So I think in constant intention is super key for me. So like this week I've got like little minor things like touching up my counter and stuff like that, but I also want to add some animation to my website. Like I like my website. It's pretty decent right now, pretty simple. I do want to add some animation and links to it so that people can get to more information and add a page about the classes. And then I want to also focus on new people, like getting new people in through the door. So, like I think at our last meeting, I was talking about, the shiftivism the spiritual marketing. That's something that I'm still working on. I hate to say I haven't done it yet, but it's just I'm working one thing at a time, and I'm still working on that. So yeah, I'm sorry I kind of rambled, but I'm really pumped from Friday, to be honest, because it was amazing. It was like an eye opener. I saw so much talent. Oh, by the way, which inspired me too. I'm gonna have like a monthly get together, and I'm gonna call it the Backyard Talent Show, because I think people will come out and just showcase their talent, and I won't even charge for that. I just want people to come out and just do something goofy like karaoke. I think people would really show out, and you never know who's gonna be in the room, But yeah, I'm done.
Awesome. Sweet. Erica, can you hear me okay? Wait, no. Hold on. Now. Okay,
Yes.
you can. Cool. Wonderful. Dude, I love the excitement just to be able to hear that, and huge congratulations on your successful launch, soft launch. It's totally like exactly what it needs to be right now. And again, I love what you were saying, how like having that opportunity to be in that space, to realize like what that space creates for other people, what the opportunity meant for other people, for them to be able to express themselves, for them to be able to have a platform to be able to share their creativity. You're right. I love that idea of really feeling like it's bigger than you. This is a very noble act of service that you are doing, right? To be able to create this community and to bring people together around a common passion. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. And again, I know it's just going to keep like bringing in like lots of other amazing experiences. So
Thank you so much. Cool. It's exciting. I appreciate everything that you say. Seriously, all your nuggets, everything. Because I apply. If not, if anything, I write it down, and I'm just like, and I ponder on it. So yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. So yeah, no, I think you're definitely moving in the right direction. Again, I think being able to really stick with a schedule, and again, making sure if it feels like it's too much, then that probably means that it's too much. So just like find ways to dial it back before it gets to the point where you're overexhausting yourself. Because again, and if that means like hiring in extra staff or something, but I know it's going to be like a little bit of, you're going to be carrying a lot, but just set the intention that you're not going to continue carrying that amount for the entire duration. Like you can carry that amount for the beginning, but just don't set yourself up to kind of, inevitably collapse under that weight, knowing that, you can only carry it for so long. So but,
I gotta make it work for me.
Plan.
For me, I can't work for it.
That's right. Yeah, like you are like the heart of it. So I mean, yeah, taking care of yourself is the most important thing, and then everything else comes out of that. So yeah. And do you have other people like helping you on staff?
Dude, so no, I don't. It's really just been me. The other ladies that teach their own classes, they have their own key. So the way I have it worked out, they rent their space, their time and space or whatever, and they have access to the studio. So I really don't have to be here. They run their own thing pretty well. But again, it's very minimal. It's been minimal. You know what I mean? It's never been as full as it is right now. So it's a different ball game. But again, I'm the type of person I'm willing to give it a shot. You know what I mean? I can't not try it out. You know what I mean? And I want to see like where is it going to get me? Especially given the area, given like the I'm pretty freaking ambitious. You know what I mean? The fact that I want like what I want. You know what I mean? I feel like I have to be out here, and I can absolutely meet people that are going to help me. But the only way I'm going to do that is if I'm here as much as I am. Because if not, I live too far away. So right now, I told myself I'm going to give it 60 days because I've got this, little 2-month plan. So I'm like, I'm going to give it 60 days and see how this works out. And, I'm going to check in, in 2 weeks and be like, how we doing on this, But, in the meantime, like with my kids, time away from my kids has been probably the only downside. Like everything else I could take like no problem. Time away from my kids, that's the one that I could literally like bust out in tears over. So really, really valuing the times that we have. That's been something
Yeah.
key. And honestly, it makes me push harder because I do good when I have something to work for. So it's like having a little something to look forward to. It's almost like running
Yeah,
and seeing the
totally.
finish line right there in front of me. So
That's
it
good.
helps me out. I'm trying to stay positive about it and do my best as I go.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. And yeah, you know, like there may be, this is just me putting out ideas, but again, you know, if you're like putting out the call for help for volunteers, that doesn't hurt. Literally just for people to volunteer, or if there can be like some kind of energy exchange where, you know, you're giving them access to perhaps like do their own, use the studio space for their own things or their own events or something like that. There could be something there. So yeah. But yeah. And
I just, you know,
go ahead.
trust is a big thing for me. Like, do you have any recommendations on that? Because
For what?
I've been burned before. You know, like I let a lady come in here, didn't really charge her. She stole some mirrors from me that I had in the bag.
I think again, you know, with that, you really just got to have a process to be sure like who you're letting in is people who are going to be the right fit, and just making sure that you got things like written out ahead of time and make sure that they sign it, so that they make sure that there's like an actual like little agreement, you know, some sort of little contract that's expected, and that's to protect you as well. So yeah, you know,
right.
But yeah, no, just you're definitely going to need some extra help. So
I do.
It's just a matter of like how you get it.
Go.
So yeah. So
thank you so much, Brandon. You're awesome.
No
I appreciate you, man.
No problem. And yeah, you know, like keep focusing on what you need to focus on, and then like as things open up, like I'd love to be able to just kind of you know, work alongside with you in terms of like getting like some creative stuff that we can get published onto the main website that you have time to work on. And you know, it could be like a really sweet like little like dance video with some like inspirational poetry to it or something like that, something that's already like within your niche would be really cool.
Yeah, I love that idea. And also I just want to throw this out there, one more thing, because I really enjoy your meditations. They really do something for me. And if you ever want to do like a live broadcast here of a meditation of yours, like a personal one just for my group, you know, that would be amazing. So just throwing that out there. That's definitely like a collab idea that came to me after that wolf, the moon, you know. I was like, oh, that would be dope, because meditation is not really offered in this area at all. Like I think there's a yoga studio in the area, but I've been trying to look it up and trying to see, you know, like how can I, you know, like what fill a need. And that's definitely a need that needs to be filled here.
Cool. Yeah. There could be some things there. Maybe you guys are like synchronizing an event with a broadcast that's already taking place, or if it might just be something where I like broadcast in and you hook me up to a speaker at some point. Yeah, we could do that. We could figure something out. Just plug me into a speaker. That's cool. Okay. All right. Yeah. That quantum seed is planted. So yeah, we can talk about that more. That sounds cool. So sweet. Awesome. Cool. Anything else, Erica? Is that good for now?
No, I'm done. Thank you so much for the time and holding space. I appreciate it.
Thanks. You're doing great. Cool. Okay. And so with that said, we're just going to get close to wrapping up the meeting here. And again, just thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this. And I thank you again for your patience. Again, you know, there's a process that comes when building things. And I know we're all building things. But again, you know, nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. So remember to have that patience for yourself as well, while still visioning like the beautiful flower that you're growing into, right? So like, you know, that seed is inside of you, and that seed contains the fully blossomed flower as well. So really start to feel like what will it feel like when you are like at that fully activated creative potential of fulfilling your life passions and serving others, and allow yourself to feel that now, you know, because knowing that already is there, and that's what you're slowly working towards. So again, just take your time with it, but make sure that you have that vision of what it is that you're working towards, and that's going to help like anchor you into it. So and again, this is going to be a very, very exciting week. And thank you again, everyone, for holding space for me and being able to create this. And there's so much more that I still want to be able to offer you, everyone here. And again, you know, like hold me to it, but that's going to be a lot to do with like specifically the content creation in terms of like the editing, the tutorials, and again, just like even the writing stuff. I want to be able to work alongside with everyone here to be able to help level up your skills. That's exactly what it is that we're providing this space for. So yeah, just want to want to be able to open things up. If anybody has, again, either just any short questions or gratitude they want to be able to express, and then we will conclude this production meeting and get working on things. So, I mean, this is part of the work too, but yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
I love y'all. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a magical Monday.
Yeah, Monday. All right. Thank you, Erica, as well. And thank you, everyone else who is here in the broadcast. So with that said, we will wrap this up. And again, if anything, I think everyone is doing exactly what they need to be. So just kind of like check in with yourself, make sure that you're staying true to your own visions. And yeah, just check in at any point, whether it be with me or whether it just be in the chat. If you're looking for feedback on anything, use this space for that purpose. So, and yeah, just as a quick update, I was trying to get Jenna's live video recorded, but it looks like it literally just went offline. So I think we just missed that. So, but I was talking to Jenna about that just as a quick final update on that. But anyways, plenty more awesome things to come. So thank you again, everyone. Join me in saying farewell for everyone who tuned into this, and thank you to them as well. So until next time, go ahead, everyone, unmute yourself and say aloha once again to everyone who tuned in. So
Aloha.
Aloha.
One love, one love.
Awesome. All right.
Bye-bye.
Good job, team. Much love. Keep it shifty. Pew, pew.